Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Gary here. I'm going to wing this morning. I'm just going to wing it. I got up this morning a couple hours ago, and I go on YouTube first thing in the morning, and I just look at videos. And I catch a lot of news on YouTube as well from teams. Now, because I'm a Cincinnati Bengal fan, a fair weather one at that, but I was watching this interview today with a linebacker, and I'm not going to name his name. People could figure it out. And he's sitting there with his wife or his daughter and his so-called podcast, and talking about how he requested a trade from the Bengals just recently. Well, and he's sitting there, he's going, clearly I'm not the starter of this team anymore, and so therefore, I think our career lifespan is so very short in the NFL, so I think it's time for me to move on. Okay. Now let me give you a little backstory before we continue with this linebacker crying like a baby back bitch. I want to get traded. Every single one of these athletes that play this game, football, we're just going to use football, but I'm going to say athletes in general. We're going to talk about football today. You're born with a gift. I'll say that one more time. You are born with a fucking gift. And so your window of playing the game may be 10 years. And you're making all this fucking money. People know what they make. They make a lot of fucking money. And they're bitching and moaning and crying because they aren't getting their starting job. Well, if you played with 100%, you already have a gift. But you add 100% effort every Sunday that you play, or Monday night, or whatever the game is scheduled to play. If you gave 100% of effort on top of a gift you already have, you wouldn't need to be traded to anyone else. You would never lose your starting job. You would maintain that starting job. But you know what's happening in the NFL? And I'm just going to take the Bengals for an example because I live here in Cincinnati, Ohio. It takes a team effort. You're drafted first round, second round, third round pick in the NFL draft. You show up in a suit, look like a fucking circus animal with strange colors and so forth. Oh, I got a team jacket, I got a team hat, I get to play for the NFL. I can't wait. I'm going to call all my homies and tell them what I'm doing. What it is, and I've been watching this because I've been following sports a long time, as a lot of people may be watching this podcast or can agree. If the whole team, if the whole offensive line, if the whole defensive line, or the defense per se, or the offense per se, gave 100% effort every single time they stepped on the field, on top of already having a gift, a fucking gift, a born gift to be an athlete. And then you gave 100%, and you put your ego and your pride behind you in the back seat. You leave your ego in the locker when you step on the field. Leave your fucking ego in the locker. Or leave your ego at home and your attitude at home. And what I'm not getting. That's what the problem is. Well, he's getting paid more than I'm getting paid, so I'm not going to give 100% effort. That's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. Every team in America has the same problem. They get their attitudes going. Well, I'm not going to give 100% today because I don't have the starting position as quarterback. And when I graduated college, I was starting quarterback in college. And I got drafted by this team, and I should get that job. And they have this attitude. That's what happens in all teams. And I'm not just saying the Bengals, all teams. All these guys that have a gift and get drafted and get to a team. That's why they have spring training on these teams. They want to see who has the balls to make the team. They pin these guys against each other in spring training every year. I know I'm ranting, I'm bouncing around, but I got a lot to say. They got these teams they got these guys, they bounce off each other in spring training for every given club. They want to see who's hungry. We don't care how much skill, we don't care how many reception yards he had in college. We want to see what he wants to do as a pro. The coaching staff and the general manager of the team, they're not going to give the job to some guy because he talks the talk, but he can't walk the walk. They're going to give it to the person giving 100%. But they want 100% every day. The Green Bay Packers had a coach years ago named Vince Lombardi. I think it was the Packers. Don't quote me on that. Packers or the Bears. I think it was the Packers. I think it was. And he was a great coach. And he always ranted to his team, you know. Always spoke to his team, but hey, effort. 100%, 100%. There's a movie out there, a Hollywood movie, but it's a true story. It's called Rudy, about this kid who walked on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish football team. It's a great movie. But it's a true story about this guy, Rudy Rudiger, who was a 5'0" player for football. And he played with heart, 100% heart. I get choked up talking about it because it was a true story. And this guy gave 100% every time he got on the field. He didn't care if he was hurt. Played hurt. I'm tired. I'm sick and fucking tired, people, of listening to these clowns, these baby back bitches, these pussies. Bringing their attitude to the locker room every day. I'm not going to give 100% taping up his fingers. I'm taping up my fingers. I'm putting pads on my arms, my shoulders. I'm putting pads on my hands. I'm not going to get hurt out there today if I play. The coach is not going to play me. And they get an attitude. Well, no, you didn't earn the fucking starting job because you don't give what? What? You don't give 100%. If every team in football, offensive line, defensive backs, give 100%, 100% every day, the coach would be able to pull anybody off the bench at any given time, knowing in his heart that it's going to get 100%. If every team out there gave 100%, it would be hell of pay, wouldn't it? Let's just take the Bengals. If the Bengals gave 100% every day, man, every fucking day, they would be Super Bowl champs every year. Every fucking year they'd be Super Bowl champions because they gave 100% on top of an already having a gift. But I'm not getting paid enough. And I lost the starting job, so I want to get traded. Trey Hendrickson wants to get traded too. Oh, I just went to. So Logan Wilson cried this morning on his podcast. Linebacker. Trey Hendrickson, defensive edge rusher, who I talked about before. Great edge rusher. Probably the best in the league. He wants to get traded. All these guys are wanting to get traded now. Why? Because they've lost their starting positions. Or they still have a starting position if they want it, but they're crying about the fact that the team's not doing so well. I know what's going on. And then you got hardworking Americans that are out in the stands with their hard-earned dollars, spending the money to watch these clowns play on the field and don't give 100%. I'm sorry, folks. I'm ranting today, and this doesn't have a whole lot of continuity. This program doesn't have a lot of continuity. I was jumping around today. I'm just so pissed off right now about the whole thing. You know, the Bengals should be undefeated right now. Any team that gives 100%, any team in the NFL that played 100% every fucking Sunday they played football, they'd be 100% If they played 100%, they'd be undefeated. And they already have a gift. And they're making millions of dollars. And this clown podcast guy this morning, Mr. Logan Wilson, well, our window of opportunity in the NFL is so very short. So I'm going to do what's right for my family, and I'm requesting a trade because I lost my starting position. And I lost my starting role as a linebacker. My window's very small. I don't even know what he makes a year. It's far more than like 5 good men and 5 good women in the workforce today. You see anyone in there that cares? You see anyone in there that's cares? See any tears in there? See any tears in there? Fucking pussies. All that money you're making. What are you spending it on? So what if your window's only 10 years? If you save that money, if you got a good financial advisor or a good banker to invest that money for you, you'd be set after 2 years. I'm going to finish this program really right now because I want to drink my coffee before it gets cold. I'm going to use one example today, and then I'm going to jump up off of here because it's a Saturday and I got a lot to do. Breeders' Cup Day. I got to watch Breeders' Cup. Rob Gronkowski played for the New England Patriots. He's now retired. It's reported that he never spent one of his paychecks that he earned as an NFL athlete. He saved everything he made. He made it. He spent his money on his advertisements he made. He would promote products, or he'd be on commercials or whatever. He was selling his brand as an athlete, and he made his money on that end of the game. But the money he made, which was a lot of money, he saved every nickel of that. Never spent it. Never spent it. That is a smart player. That is a smart businessman. And he backed it. He never lost a starting job. He was a fucking animal. 100%. If you guys gave 100%. And not worry about what the next guy in your locker room's doing. Don't worry about what the guy to your left and the guy to your right is doing and how much they're making. Worry about you. Worry about the man in the mirror. Are you giving 100%? Oh, I'm bleeding. My finger's bleeding because I got it caught in some guy's face mask and it's bleeding. And I got to get it taped up. I'm going to go to the tent, coach, and get this thing taped up. I'm going to sit in the field. I'm going to sit on the bench. Pussies. All that money you're making. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I don't know. I'm going to close this thing up. Anyway, the 100%, that's all I ask, 100%. Keep your attitude at home. Keep your ego at home. 100%. 100%. It'd be a different game. All right, that's all I got. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend. It's going to be nice and crispy and cold here in Cincinnati this weekend. God damn, I love this weather. All right. You guys out there, take care of yourselves. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves and each other. Peace out.